Hello, Face. I'm recording this video to help you in developing your cradle, short and long cradle, and using a couple of the exercises, shivering, kneading, knead a forehead, and daggers to deepen your cradle development. So here we go. We're going to start on the floor or some flat surface where you have the full length of your arms and legs. At the very end of this, I'm also going to include standing on all fours into Taming of the Tiger. This is a long series. You're not going to necessarily do all of these exercises, but this gives you the roadmap. Here we go. So I'm going to start with my knees bent. And because if you just watch my video on narrowing of the pelvis, you're going to use the narrowing of your pelvis here as you begin to your cradle back. So as I exhale, I'm going to be curling backward into the weight of my hands. Using my hands, I'm going to use my kinesis mat to show you this. I'm pushing my hands into the mat, to my little wings here, so I deepen the cradle of my spine. And then I curl up as I exhale. I exhale, curl back. There is a very specific breath pattern to this, but I'm not going to go through that in this video. This is just showing you the cradle position. Now my hands are pushing. If I was not anchoring my body down, I would slide backwards, but I don't want to slide. I just want to use the counter tension of my hands. Now going from short to long cradle, I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go deeper, and I'm going to allow my body to come all the way down to my kidney shape. I'm going to come back up. Sorry, I'm going to change this. We're going to go from short to long cradle, feet off first. Then we'll bring your feet to the floor. So what does that mean? Exhale, short cradle back. Now I'm going to long cradle by going deeper into that, allowing my legs to just stay in the same shape they were in before. Here I go, short cradle, long cradle. I just bring my legs with me. I go back to short cradle and up. Short cradle, feet on the floor. This is my cradle position. I'm going to bring my legs with me as I go to long cradle. Long cradle meaning I'm trying to get as close to my kidneys onto the floor as possible. I'm going to go back up to short cradle with my feet touching the floor, still in cradle, back up one more time. Short cradle back. I found the cradle shape of my spine. I'm going to bring my legs with me. I'm going to go back to short cradle, and I'm going to come all the way up. Great. So that's short to long cradle. Now we're going to go to long cradle and then put the feet to the floor. Short cradle first. Long cradle second. I'm going to leave myself in long cradle, and I'm going to bring my feet to the floor. I've gone past my mat for my proper position. Now when I'm here, I'm pushing with my feet into the floor so that my lumbar spine is lengthening out, and I'm trying to find the space where my kidneys are, and I'm trying to get as close to the floor as possible. They don't have to touch, but it's great if they do. From here, I'm going to press down, softening my collarbone and my sternum. I'm going to slide my legs out, flexing my feet. So I'm reaching to the fifth line of my legs, but I'm not locking my legs yet. I'm keeping them soft. Here we go into shivering. Shivering is when I'm going to tension all the muscles of my legs, at the same time softening the front of my body, softening my collarbone, my sternum, etc. My legs are beginning a nice shiver. I'm sure you can see it in my body. One of the things you'll hear me say is like digging your heels in and you're reaching your knees up, and it's like someone's trying to pick up your legs like this, but they're like glued to the ground. And you're pulling as hard as you can. You're going to create a little shiver, shiver, shiver. From here, we're going to go into the first variation of kneading. From here, I lengthen out. I'm going to come up, bending one knee, allowing my spine to curl forward. I rock back. I'm going to stay in short cradle with my hands here and curl. It's sort of somewhere between short and long, but I'm not coming to my elbows. Up, cradling back, reaching my legs in opposition. I use one leg to lengthen. I'm using the opposite foot to pull me forward. Now, the pull is going to determine how far forward you go. If you can keep pulling with your hamstring and you can keep traveling the flex of your spine, great. Pull. Good. Last one. Now this time we're going to go all the way back down to long cradle. So we're all the way to the floor. We're going to bend our knees. This time we're going to go to knee to forehead. I'm using the cradle of my spine, soft collarbone, soft sternum. I'm pushing one foot firmly into the ground, bringing one knee to my forehead. My forehead's in the middle, I'm not going over my eyebrow. I'm going toward my forehead. So I kind of pull toward the middle, push with my other foot and try to get my knee to my forehead. I bring it down. I switch. And I'm pushing so strongly with my bottom leg that it's almost like my hips are curling and floating up the closer my top leg gets to my forehead. There are specific breaths to all of these exercises. I'm not giving them to you in this particular video. That'll be part of a workout video. This is just the instruction part. Now, to transition from here to daggers, you're going to go up, bend that knee to 90 degrees, slide your other leg out, but keep the spine in its orientation. This leg, the long one, is going to reach so far out, it's going to come off the ground. The other one goes to the ground. It slides out as this one comes into dagger. I reach my other leg so far and I pull this knee so close and then they pass, they transition. I'm reaching this leg super long. I'm pulling this one toward my forehead. They do that at the same time and they transition. And I pull. Yes, good. So reaching the leg long, I reach it, I'm pulling this knee in, that foot out, and then I come all the way back in. Okay, so that's daggers, knee to forehead and daggers. Moving on to standing on all fours on the ceiling and to taming of the tiger. Okay, so from here, we're gonna be laying on our backs with our legs straight up toward the ceiling, as straight as possible. It is important that your limbs are long for the first part, for standing on all fours. For taming of the tiger, they're going to soften. Okay, so I'm going to position myself so I can lie all the way down. Both of my legs go up toward the ceiling. I'm going to flex my feet and really straighten my legs. I need my sacrum, the part of my spine that connects to my pelvis. I need that on the floor at all times. It's not going to come up. In fact, I'm going to reach my sacrum into the ground as I do this exercise. My hands are going to reach up and flex like the palms of my hands. First, it's like they could go to the tops of my feet, approximately, but I'm reaching them really past my feet to the ceiling, and my feet are reaching up toward the ceiling, and my sacrum is pushing down, and I'm trying to deepen my curl as much as possible. Every exhale, I go a little deeper. Every inhale, I try to sustain. Do 4 more. Now, I'm going to soften my limbs. My spine has not changed. It's not going to change. I'm going to let my limbs shake and relax and shake and relax and go away from each other, but my spine stays in the curl. When I cannot support that anymore, I'm going to gently extend out and release down. Now, there are very specific breath patterns to these exercises. I'm not breaking those down. I've already said it. I know you've heard me already say it, but I'm just reminding you that there is more to come. And the very last thing we're going to do is the standing on all fours exercise. So standing on all fours, I'm going to elevate this. Now, it's important on standing on all fours that your hands and your feet can push down into something. So if you need it can be done both ways where they're floating, but for the purpose of what I'm demonstrating, I'd like you to have something for your hands as well. So if you can't touch the floor comfortably and you need a prop, a yoga mat, a block, an ottoman, something, perfect, great, use that. So we're gonna start with your hands elevated above your head. Now it's as though you have something in front of you. You're gonna lengthen out your spine, get as straight as you can. And it's like you're gonna curl around something in front of you. You travel forward from an exhale. Pressing through your feet nice and strongly. Now, once I can create that deep, deep curl, if I can go all the way down, I do. If I need a prop, I use my prop. I'm going to land on my prop, but I'm going to go all the way for the floor just to show the full version of it. I'm going to go all the way hands for the floor. My head is tucked under. It's like I'm looking at my sacrum because my sacrum is going to go to the ceiling. Just like I did standing on all fours toward the ceiling, I push my feet into the floor. I push my hands into the floor, and I'm going to send my sacrum up. Every exhale is deeper. And then I'm going to gently, with control, nice and easy, I'm going to curl back up my spine, pressing through my legs. I can let my arms begin to dangle, just sort of relax, curling all the way, restacking my spine back up. And releasing that. Okay, so those are your sequences that you're going to be working with and working on. If you have any questions, send them my way. Otherwise, have fun. See you in session.